Easily Offended Podcast.
The Chicago nigga.
We here, man. What's going on, man? How you guys feeling?
Feeling great.
Feeling
You got
good,
another
man.
coaster in that drawer, brother?
Yeah, man. I got another coaster.
Holiday
You know what I'm saying?
weekend.
The CT8. You know what I mean?
Oh, the
CT
token.
token.
The token.
Damn.
Way back.
Got a super transfer napkin.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, man. Easily Offended, man. We are here. Season 2. It's been a long road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely here. Well, how your guys' weeks been? How you ever been going?
Everything.
Been going all right. I actually stepped into RELL's world.
Okay.
What you do?
I took a jiu-jitsu class.
Where?
Really?
On the north side.
Where? What school?
Sadly, I forget the name.
How did this end up happening? You got to explain.
You inspired him, man.
And especially, but I also want to know because you live, well, you live south.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, just tell me what happened. How
Well,
did
I saw it on Facebook. It said, come in and take a class, and I've been wanting to get back into it. So I said, let me check it out. And it was okay, but it doesn't really. I do want to do martial arts, but I don't know if I want to get tossed around like that. Man, I got tossed around a couple times. I had to toss around. It's like the dude who I was practicing with, right? He paused and he went and grabbed the little mouth guard, like he was ready for some business. I was like, hold on, bro, I ain't here for that.
Yeah, now you supposed to wear a mouthpiece. I don't wear mine the way I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it's crazy. So your first class there, and they let you spar, or you just like practicing?
Well, we were
technique?
just practicing moves, but he just put the thing in.
Oh, so he put his mouthpiece in just to
Yeah,
just to
Just
drill.
to show you what.
But he was. This doesn't really matter, but he was how you say. I can't say the alphabets LGBTQ.
Okay.
I can't say.
I mean, we know.
I mean, he was still cool, but I mean, I don't know.
He wanted
just
to
a little,
grapple
he
you.
was a little cautious. That's what it was.
Maybe that was it.
He was cautious. Then
He was having to grapple this sexual chocolate.
Oh, man.
This Negro.
I was trying to steer away from the offensive terminology, and
Right.
you just grabbed the wheel and turned right back into the shit. Like, God damn! I'm trying to keep us on the internet, man.
Did he call you? You're my sexy Eminem.
He did have on lipstick. He did, and he had a fro. But those swimming cap the girls wear to swim?
He had it on over the fro?
Yeah, he had a swim cap over
What kind
the
of
fro.
bootleg jitsu class you went to, bro?
That's what he had on.
Was it in the crib? What was it at?
It was.
How was the gym, though? Was it a
The
nice
gym was nice. They had a little weight area. It was like two sides at
So
once.
was it a jiu-jitsu gym, or was it jiu-jitsu class in the gym?
I would say jiu-jitsu class in the gym because I think they have a yoga class and they have the jiu-jitsu class.
Okay. And you don't know the name of the school?
I forgot the name.
Okay.
I feel bad. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, man. Well, if you want to take another class,
Oh, God, get thrown around.
you can just come to Power Fitness, man. You can come with us.
Yeah,
Come over there with people that look like you, man.
That does make a difference because the instructor was different.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And
But
that's
she
not
was good, though.
And that's not to say
Yeah.
that they won't teach you good technique.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to drive all the way up north.
That's
brother.
true. It was
You
a
know what
nice
I'm
little
saying?
drive.
Yeah,
It was a nice
just
little drive,
right on
bro.
the south side, right there in the Hunters,
Right.
man.
You like 2 minutes away from him.
That's true.
Well, it's in the Hunters though, so it's not in the area, but it's not far.
still.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Take me like, with no traffic, I'm there in less than 15 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? Just hit him up.
So so next time, it was fun. Yeah, next time you want to come to the class, brother, just let me know, man.
Get my ass tossed around like shit.
I mean, you still gonna get tossed around, but not. We ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
indeed.
You'll be fine.
You be all right.
Okay, all right.
What you been up to, bro?
I've been chilling, man. I really just been trying to stay out the way, man.
I feel you.
Good
Yeah,
policy.
Yeah, I've been chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just working, man. Trying to relax. Wrapping up these last few days of summer.
Man,
Yeah,
cuffing season is among us too.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? For all y'all single people out there, October 1st. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's the pre-trials.
The pre-trials.
Pre-trials is right now for cuffing season.
Oh damn. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't fuck around, tore my ACL, man. I got.
Oh damn.
I'm gonna have to sit this season out.
Oh damn. I'm about to
Sit
hold
this season out.
Yeah.
the quarterfinals in it.
Yeah. Oh, you got a tournament?
That's right.
March Madness.
That's right.
You gotta have a 4 coming off the bench. Well, she's started point guard, but
Hey,
power forward is playing a position very well.
she got a theme music and everything. Eye of the tiger.
Nah, man. I said Cuffing C. I'm sitting this one out, man.
It's rough.
I'm just gonna chill. You know, man. You know, get ready for next season, or you know what I'm saying, possibly go into retirement, man. Who knows?
Oh, we gonna retire the jersey?
Oh.
You gonna hang it up, bro?
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we gonna hang it up in Cole Park. we gonna repaint the
Cole
backboard on the rims and just be like, Jarrell, that's Jarrell's jersey right there. Yeah, so he just hug it up.
Yeah,
Tell all the kids, one day you too.
motherfucking Players Hall of Fame.
Hey,
Man, you know, I'm fresh off vacay, came straight from the Ozark.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Very nice.
Yeah, I seen you out there canoeing and shit.
Yeah, man, I was out there canoeing. I had
the
the Lamborghini arms. You know what I'm saying? I was out there. And me and the lady, we had like a little tit for tat during the canoe, cause she like, stop steering. I'm trying to steer. The person in front steers, and you just provide the power.
Y'all was just going in the damn circle.
No, we won't go in circles, but like, you know, when you canoe, the river that we was canoeing on, it wasn't too deep. It was only like maybe like 2 or 3 feet deep. So you like seeing the fishes and stuff. But there were certain parts where it was like super deep, like 6 feet, a little bit more. But you can tell when you get to those parts. But they have like it's a part where the river speeds up.
Oh, damn.
And you really have to like be on it. You know what I'm saying? Or you will, you know what I'm saying? Like her parents capsized.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But they was cool though.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
they stood up, was like, oh, we all right.
They stood up.
We okay.
Get some boo.
And we was panicking. Oh my God. She like, she can't swim. I'm like, she can just stand up.
Just stand up, mama.
Just stand up. You okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that was good. I mean, it was just a good relaxation. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just disconnect from everything. You out there, like I said before, last year around this time, it looks like a Friday the 13th situation. You know what I'm saying? The lady that runs it, she turns 100 next year.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
And she's still driving. Like, she rolled up on us by herself. Like, y'all okay? We like,
Motherfucker, are you okay?
Right.
yeah, like, yeah,
Damn.
we good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the property is so dope, and it's just like, I swear,
Man, 100 years.
I always say this: like, if I ever win the lottery, the first call I'm gonna make is to her.
Tell you gonna move north for your freedom.
No, I want to buy it. I want to buy it. Like, I just want to up north. See, it's down south.
But I'm saying she 100 years old. She might have thought you was on the Underground Railroad or something. Y'all go that way.
She was shocked to see me though. She
I
was
was
like,
just saying.
"Who is this black dude?"
Thought she saw
You got some papers for that boy?
a colored mirage.
But nah, it was a good trip though, man. I was just bugged out because I was just like, yo, like if I ever won a lottery, I would buy that property because it literally sits. The way the property is not on Airbnb, it's not on Vrbo. You can only book it through her, and it's really through close friends and family. So, it's not open to the public, but it's a gold mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? She has like maybe like 12 cabins, and it sits like on 5 or 6 acres, and it sits right off the lake.
Wow.
So it's like beautiful. And I was like, if I ever win a lottery, that's the first call I'm gonna make. Like, look, and they said they a company offered them like $4 million or $5 million for it, and she turned it down because it's literally been in her family for 200 years.
So you think she gonna sell
She's
it to
been
you?
there for half of that time. So.
I mean, her son was like, the only reason why they didn't sell it was because she was still alive and she made, you know, and he like, you know, if the offer's right, we don't want to sell it to like a big corporation, like a chain of restaurant, you know, a chain of hotels.
right.
He like, we kind of wanted to do, if they do probably sell it, they'll probably sell it to somebody independently,
Private owner.
type
makes sense.
situation, because they don't. I mean, if a hotel chain gets that property, all they're gonna do is tear down.
Yeah.
And my goal is like, if I ever purchased it, was to keep it the exact same, because like when you walk in, it's like you're walking into the 70s. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no smart televisions. It's only like 12 channels. All the furniture super vintage, old. You know what I'm saying? The silverware, the plates, it's all 1970s. So I was like, yo, like I would keep everything the same. I would probably add the smart television and that's it. Like I wouldn't add anything else, just for the simple fact of when you go into places like that, you want to disconnect from the world. You want to go
Indeed.
into a whole nother mindset and just be there and enjoy the company that you're with. You know, be outside because you're like, we don't even. When was the last time you seen kids outside playing?
It's been a while, bro.
I mean, you see it on occasion, but
Yeah.
not the way it used to be.
But
It's
like,
not
you know
the
what I'm
way it
saying?
used to
So,
be.
but I think it was just really a dope thing. But that was my week. And then the other day, I got with his cousin said, my homie, and my nigga June. We went, and my coworker Mike. We went to the Nas, Wu-Tang, and Busta Rhymes concert.
Nice. I heard that was nice.
Yeah, I heard. I saw. I mean, I basically saw the whole fucking concert just following.
Yeah, because we was posting that shit. Like, I mean, I walked in on Can It Be All So Simple. We got there pretty late, so we missed the Wu and Nas. So I thought we missed Wu and Nas. Period. And I'm like, damn, we missed Wu and Nas. But dude was like, nah, like the less popular members of the Wu came out first, and then Ray and Ghost, and then then Nas came out. So he like Nas would do like 3 songs, and then the Wu would do like 4 songs. I missed Verbal Intercourse. I was pissed off by that. That's what I really wanted to see. But then Busta Rhymes came out, did a 20-minute set, and he really murdered it. You know what I'm saying?
Just saw him.
Yeah. At the Hyde Park Summerfest. He really murdered it. He killed that shit. And then Nas came out, did 20 minutes, and then the Wu came out and did the last 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it was a good show. Method Man wasn't there.
Oh, Meth wasn't there?
Meth wasn't there.
Oh, damn.
They had Old Dirty Son though, and they did Brooklyn Zoo. And when I tell you that's Old Dirty Son, that's Old Dirty Son. Like it seemed like his spirit came through him because he was just like Old Dirty,
Well, damn.
jumping into the crowd, screaming, all types of shit.
What does he call himself? Old dirty stepson or something?
That's just so disrespectful.
I don't know.
It's not his stepson. It's his actual son.
Oh damn. Well, is he? He's not a bastard.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he has a. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But so like the thing about it, if anybody ever in Chicago and you go to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater out there in Tinley Park, it's a very nice venue. But when you leave out, there's no parking construction at all, like no structure. Like you just go and you just find your car.
Yeah.
What?
It took us 30 minutes to find our car.
Yeah, it's no because there's no like markers or anything.
There's no markers. It's just a huge gravel
It's a
parking lot, and they got people just pointing you to park straight. You know what I mean? So it took us like 30 minutes. It was like hundreds of people out there doing this with their because they like, where the fuck? Because you got all these people high, drunk and shit, like trying to find a car.
Right.
We leave there, and this goes what we was talking about earlier. We leave there. Of course, the people I'm with, you know what I'm saying, they like, we hungry. Let's go get some to eat. I'm like, all right, where y'all want to go? I'm not really hungry at the time. He's like, go off on 127. There's spots over there open. So we go to 127. There's a McDonald's, a Wendy's, Dillinger's, and a spot called Tony's. We go to Tony's. I in Tony's. I'm sitting there, and I'm looking like, you know, these restaurants, they have everything you can imagine on the wall. Like I could have swore I saw buy passports too. Like it was just everything you can buy on this wall. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm here. I'm kind of hungry. Let me get a Philly cheesesteak crisp.
Okay.
Those of y'all don't know what a Philly cheesesteak crisp is. It's a Philly cheesesteak wrapped in a tortilla shell, and they drop it in oil and they fry it. It's the best shit ever.
There's a lot going on, bro.
When I ordered this, it was $20.
$20?
I didn't say nothing. Cool, $20, whatever. Prices went up. Fuck it. All right. I get it. He hands me a pan. I'm looking like, what the fuck did I just order? And this pan is heavy.
Okay.
So I'm like, man. And I got my food first. I don't know how I got my food first because they got their food second and third. They ordered before I did. So I go to the car. I put it on top of the car. Open this shit. The motherfucking Philly cheesesteak is literally like 8 foot long. And it's wide. And it's fries with extra mild sauce and lemon pepper.
So it's wide and fried?
That just sounds like it just sounds so horrible to eat.
Right. A trip
It
to the
tastes
doctor's
so
office.
fire, bro.
Ooh.
I just deep fried Philly cheesesteak. A foot long, deep fried Philly cheesesteak.
Yes. Took me a day and a half to eat that shit.
That sounds gross.
But
It's a lot
it goes
going
back
on,
to
bro.
like, when I ate half of it, took it to work the next day, ate the rest of it.
You ate that shit at work?
Yeah. I took that
Thought
shit
you
with
would
me.
be sleepy,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. And you were able to function after this?
He went to the bathroom.
So look, I'm helping this white couple out with their phones and shit, right?
Oh, damn.
And we're talking about what they did on the weekend. And I was like, yeah, I'm a little hungover and tired. I just went to the concert, whatever. And I was like, I had this magnificent ghetto meal.
Did you say that?
I did. And the guys laughed. He like, what do you mean ghetto?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, what do you mean ghetto?
Yeah, for
Right.
real. I'm like, the fuck?
and this is the reason why I say ghetto, because I was like, he like, what did you have? I'm like, a deep fried Philly cheesesteak sandwich. And he's like, wait, what? Where do you find that at?
Yeah.
And I
Where the blacks live?
Right next to the
Thank you.
dialysis center.
Right right next to the dialysis clinic, nigga. That's where you go get the deep fried fucking cheesesteak.
I instantly popped in my head, like, damn, I'm up north. I'm 4,000 North Lincoln. I'm over here in Lincoln Park, Wrigleyville, North Center, Roscoe Village, shit like that. They don't have stuff like this. And it registered in my head, like, damn, this is the main reason why we're so unhealthy in the hood.
As you finish your cheese.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had a whole conversation. I was just like, and I literally told him, like, man, you can only find it in the hood. And he was like, where's the hood? I'm like, well, I went to 127th, but you could find it anywhere, probably on the south side.
Just go south.
Any of your local babas. And he was like, what's a baba?
Okay, see, this is, yeah.
What do you?
I was just like, yeah.
And obviously, like, so there's a point to it. I mean, they eat bullshit too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're watching Food Network, you know what I'm saying? Fucking man versus food, all types of niggas. But the frequency with which you can find shit like that in our neighborhoods and the absence of healthy options.
Like vegetables.
Yeah, like fresh vegetables in places, you know what I'm saying? Because even in places where you can go get a salad, it's like big ass salad with like fried chicken on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, shrimp.
Give you a
Chicken
bottle
salad.
of ranch dressing to go with it and shit. You know,
And and you go to the hood, everything jerked. So you
Right.
can get jerk chicken
Jerk
salad,
Nigga,
jerk
they
shrimp.
they jerk the lettuce and shit. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
All type shit. But I was sitting there and I was like, you never heard that? And I was like, have you ever heard of a gyro cheeseburger? He's like, no, but please take me there.
Vice burgers.
I was just like,
You could have been his ghetto tour guide.
You see, you know out west that's Vice Lord Burger, gyro cheeseburger.
Yeah.
That's a Vice Lord burger.
Vice Lord Burger, gyro
Get
cheeseburger.
the hell out of here.
yeah, that's crazy, right?
Can't- Don't draw off no swine.
Right. What did the GDs order, I wonder? What would be the GDs
Probably,
drink?
Some with pork in
Philly
it.
cheesesteak.
Some disgusting.
Pork chop loin
Right,
sandwich.
yeah, fucking pork chop sandwich topped with bacon.
A chitlin cheese milk.
Right, with with
Chili cheese melt? What?
You some chitlins
Yo.
and cheese.
Yo.
Let me
Hey.
stop. Let me stop before the folks be on me.
Right. Hey, folk, they over there talking crazy about us, G. You know, we eat healthy too, folk.
Goddamn.
But that was basically my recap, man. Big shout out to my homeboy Rico from Power 92, man, for blessing me with the tickets, man. You know what I'm saying? He always looked out and came through in the clutch. So yeah, man, I'm just looking.
Man, I had to miss it, man.
You know, I'm looking forward to the Rory and Mall thing at Talia Hall. That's why I'm definitely going to check that out.
When is that again?
That is September 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, they doing their first live, and I seen their little advertisement for it, and it's hilarious. They did the whole Juice Q and Tupac thing at the locker. Shit was hilarious, and they was like coming to your city soon, and it was nuts. I was like, yo, but it's just only reason I'm going to that is because it's just inspiring to see other podcasts that do well and do have that bag and are able to go on tour. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, God blesses us and we can possibly do that in the near future. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man. Shit was crazy. The booty call hitting.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
Why you leave the butt naked? You said you was at a butt naked picnic
Yeah, it was a
today?
butt-naked picnic.
Just today.
Yeah.
So wait. I know we gonna start the show soon.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
we like
yeah.
20 minutes in.
Yeah,
But
we got to get going.
real quick, butt naked picnic. Was people actually butt naked at this picnic?
Was it like Adam and Eve themed?
It's like no, they was getting ready to get butt naked, right? Because they have vendors there. So they got the vendors. Like usually they got the vendors
Sexual
selling a
vendors?
T-shirt. Yeah, they got the
With the vendors
rolls.
naked?
They got the pole. They had on stuff you could see through.
Okay.
They wasn't naked.
Where
like
was
Leo
this
Tool.
at?
Calumet Park, right off 95th. And they got the tent, so they was getting ready to get butt naked.
Oh, they got a tent, so everybody just goes in a tent.
They got a couple tents.
Oh wow!
And then there's an after party.
So this is like really like a community that you're involved in. Like this is like
it really is. It's like man having barbecues.
Y'all got like a group chat?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, this nigga live a wild life.
I'm gonna send you an invite that's gonna have a booty.
Well,
on
you know, since the butt naked thing is, and our first topic is
The body count.
the body count.
The body count question. Now, this was brought up because there was a clip of that woman on whatever podcast this was. I'm not sure what it was. But this woman stated that if you have sex, if a woman has sex with more than 5 men, then her chances of having a happy marriage decreases significantly. Which I feel like, 5 is a pretty low fucking number.
Right.
Real low.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because especially if we're adults, like you're in your 30s, you know what I'm saying? Like 5 people. Not saying it's impossible, but that seems to be a little, like a kind of a low number. But the question is, does the body count matter to you personally?
It depends. Like you said, he's some XYZ years old. She said 5 of the body count. Like, what was the time frame of that 5? She said 5 since high school. She said 5 in a weekend. That's totally different.
Well, if she says 5 in a weekend, then her body count overall is probably significantly more than 5.
Or maybe she was like, I lost my head. Like, no, bitch. We know you do.
But
Or you gave some head. That's what the fuck you
why devil's advocate, why is it okay for guys to have a high body count and women not to have a high body count?
I would say it's different for women. It should be equal because the opportunity cost for a man to have sex, the opportunity cost for a woman to have sex is totally different. And for a man, in order to have a man to have sex, he has to do something. He has to show some type of value. Whereas a woman, not saying that they're valueless, but a woman can just show up and get sex. Whereas a man, he has to show value. He has to do something, be good at something. So
how do you explain one night stands? You ain't really got to do shit on that.
Even for a one night stand, I gotta show up. I gotta talk to her. I gotta get her name.
You would talk to
Not all the time.
True.
Yeah, because sometimes
True.
I've had, in my younger years in college, I had
True.
I had a few of them, and then there was just times where like, bro, it was just motherfuckers literally just snatched me up.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I didn't have to. I didn't have to say nothing.
Yeah, like legit. You know what I'm saying? Just like, okay.
Well, generally speaking.
Yeah.
To me, the body count really don't matter to me. Long as you don't have no porn videos out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, long as you don't have like no multiple videos where, you know what I'm saying? Like if I would say, because I think about it like this. I think about my body count and the first time I had sex at the age of 13, but then I didn't have sex again until I was like 16, 17 years old. And then I look at 365 days out of the year. You know what I'm saying? If you're single for 3 or 4 years, you possibly could sleep with maybe like 10 or 15 people in a year. You know what I'm saying? Because of 365 days a year, you're single, you're out, you're partying, you meet people, you may date somebody, nothing seriously. It's just all sexual. I just really think that any man that does choose a woman with a high body count, he has to be very secure in himself, because that endures a lot of like.
But that's the thing. How the fuck are you even gonna know if she has a body count unless you ask?
Some women.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking shit. I don't want to know.
Well, yeah, I don't want to know either. Some women will tell you, like,
I'd be like, no, don't fucking tell me. I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Why? Like, I don't know if anybody would just insist. Like, no. I need you to know how many people I've had sex with in my life.
That's kind of scary.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because if you really want me to know, like, that's pretty fucking weird.
Right.
You know
That's true. But like, we're all over 35. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you have to think about I told one dude he stopped dating a girl because she had a body count of, she said, about 20 people that she can remember.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
But how old was she?
She was like in her mid-30s.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
and he was like, man, she a hoe. Woo. I'm like,
bro, come on.
I'm like, bro, come on. Did you have sex with her? He like, yeah, but I didn't know about the body count until later on. And I'm like, was the head good? Yeah. Was the sex good? Yeah, she knew what the fuck she was doing. Well,
she had to learn.
She had to learn.
True.
Through experience. She got better.
I mean, I just, like you was just saying, bro, I am 40 years old, and I've been fucking since I was a teenager. Regularly.
Indeed. Well, damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Regularly.
So, like, I'm not finna, like, I'm not gonna judge this man. As long as you out here, as long as you being safe, as long as you took care of yourself, as long as you're being respectful, like. So the thing is, like, as long as, like, if I don't know about it, because if I know about it, it's weird. Like, if I know people that you've been in, then it's just
motherfuckers you know, like,
I can. Then I can't really, you know what I'm saying, do nothing too serious with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I don't already know, I am not going to ask. I learned a long time ago that there's questions that you don't ask. You know what I'm saying? That you don't want to know the answer to, and you may think you want to know. Yeah. But you really don't want to know, bro. You really don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that as a young man, and okay, I get it. I don't need to know that question.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't need to know either. I mean, luckily, I don't.
I think more importantly also is the reason why. Let's say she has a high body count, low body count. My concern would be the reason why. It's like she said, well, I just fucked all these guys because men aren't shit, so whatever. Then that's going to fuck with me.
Well, I mean, I feel like that mentality, if that's how she thinks, and that's going to come out without you having to ever ask about her body count.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? People that think like that, men and women, you're going to know without having to know the exact number of people they fuck.
That's what. I
don't really understand the obsession with it.
Yeah, especially at our age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, especially if you well into your 30s or 40.
Come on, man.
Like, bro, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've all had lives. You know, we've been in relationships. We've been single. Motherfuckers have been to college. Like I said, been on vacation. All types of scenarios where wild shit to happen. You motherfuckers were talking about you got like 5 or even 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and let's just being realistic. Most people start having sex around high school 14, years, 15. Going into college, you know what I'm saying? Like, very few people leave college or they're at college age as a virgin.
Right.
If you did, I feel sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, that's half the motherfucking experience. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's just no reason, man. And I really don't get the obsession and why people feel like they gotta know, and then you want some tool for you to judge people on there, especially because they're not. So okay, let me just put it this way: if it's important to you, right, and you've took time yourself, like you've been painstaking about the partners that you've chosen over the years, you know what I'm saying, and you've only had sex with very few people, and you have those boundaries, and everybody has the right to set. You know what I'm saying? So that's not to say that nobody can ask, because if that's really what you want, if that's how you want to live your life, and you want to deal with people that have only had a low number of people they've had sex with, then that's fine.
Good luck.
That's what I'm saying. The higher up in age you go, the smaller that fucking pool is going to be, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You might as well just dip down to the under 25-year-olds and be like, man, let me get me a youngin'.
Yeah, you're going to have to get a motherfucker fresh out of high school.
Man, I don't know.
So, in some cases, because, man, No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and also being part of the quote-unquote butt-naked community, you may actually run into a chick, say, what's your body count? Oh, it's only 5. Oh, only 5? Yeah, just 5 just now. So it's like, but dudes still.
I was just in a gangbang last week.
But dudes have girlfriends and wives who, you know what I'm saying, do that, and they have understanding.
Yeah, I mean,
that's common. I mean, that, like I said, I think we talked about it. I talked about this a few pods ago when I had a dude that was in the car, and he was on a fetish website.
Yeah,
So he's like, there are couples that do look for a third person.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is a lot of underlying sexual content out there that people are into. Like I said, me personally, I'm with RELL. I don't want to know your body count. Long as I can't put your name in Pornhub and see you in action, I'm pretty much cool. But that also goes with, when we thought about this body count thing, and raised eyebrows on what are the stipulations of you dating somebody that may be highly sexually active. You know what I'm saying? Like, we now are in 2022 where, you have women that have OnlyFans pages that are like really like looking for like a real relationship.
I mean, so it depends.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
everybody has their lines. You know what I'm saying? What they want to do and what they don't want to do. I do feel like people. I'm not out here trying to judge nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Get it how you live, whatever you want to feel like. I mean, you live your life. The thing is, like, if you choose to live that way, then then there are things that come with that, right? But I'm not really, like I said, for me personally. I mean, well, it also depends because a lot of people, man, just be having OnlyFans and all they show is their feet.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
thinking about doing that.
Hey, bro, my wife can have an OnlyFans page where she's showing her feet, nigga. You know how much money these motherfuckers pay for feet pictures?
Hey, look.
Hey, baby, get the money.
Do that.
You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
the destination.
Yeah.
Hey, I was on TikTok the other day, and there was a dude on there, and he was playing. He was just on the computer playing music, and the caption said, "My wife's OnlyFans page has paid off our mortgage, paid off our house and our car notes." Then the second thing says, "But she doesn't even know she has an OnlyFans page."
Holy shit! Now that's that's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, but so like if you want to do feet and all that other shit, yeah. But you can't, like, I can't be with nobody on OnlyFans. Just like okay. So if we're dating, if I'm dating someone.
Mm-hmm.
Then dating is okay. We're interacting, you know what I'm saying? But we are not together, right? So you have the right to do whatever it is you want to do. I just don't need to know about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ask you. I ain't gonna go looking for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't need to know whatever you do. So it's just like if I'm dating somebody, then like you find out, and then you so. Whatever happens during that time is what happens during that time. Now, once we get to moving into more serious spaces and you're talking about relationship stuff, then I just know for me personally, somebody that is out there like on some exhibitionist shit, you know what I'm saying? I know that wouldn't be for me. That doesn't mean, because like I said, we live in a different time now, we live in a different world, and that doesn't mean I condemn it. People, you know what I'm saying? People can do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there are people out there that be down with it. I'm just not one of those people.
Yeah, I couldn't date a stripper either.
Yeah, it's like couldn't take it serious.
I mean, the thing about it is,
it depends
like,
on what is it when. Well,
you
go
can
ahead.
you can take a person serious. I mean, me personally, I personally think with the shit I've been experienced in my single years. I would never judge, like you said, I can never judge you for what you've done. You know what I'm saying? Because of
you
my
got to
past.
draw the line somewhere.
I mean, I've drew no lines in my past.
Well,
all lines was crossed, except only lines that wasn't crossed was like dating somebody my homies dated.
Well, damn,
that's the only line that's never been crossed.
Caligula over here. That's
but
call you Canigula.
But I'm just saying, like, big up to the women out there that do live that type of lifestyle. If you live that lifestyle and my thing is this, if you are openly having sex with multiple people for work,
He said for work.
let's make this clear. You're basically, what's the
Sex
escort?
Sex worker.
Sex worker, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Really?
you can't be talking about you trying to be in a serious relationship and not cutting that part out of your life.
I
Well,
mean,
that's just work.
Yeah, that's what you can't say what somebody can't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they have the right to pursue that,
They do.
and somebody might be willing to sign up for it.
But you can't get mad at the people that be like, I like you, but I'm not going to take you seriously. Like, I kind of see what you're saying with if they currently are doing it. Now, if it's a young lady, and I've known women that were very wild in the past, and now they are like settled down, they got a kid, they got a husband, they living a good life, they cool. You know what I'm saying? But like one of my homegirls, she actually wrote a book about it. She was like, it just takes growth. Like I was in high school wilding out, college wilding out, a few years in my 20s wilding out, going to Freaknik, doing all types of crazy shit. And then she was like, after I got into my 30s, I kind of like, all right, let me focus on me. Let's focus on my career. Let me get my finish out my school. And then she like, by the time I got to 34, 35, I finally met my husband. We had kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool now. And I see her on the gram all the time. And we always speak, or she comment on the post, and I comment on the post.
She stopped the freaky stuff.
Yeah, because she was, the thing about it is, that's the thing that I think people just automatically assume if you're this way, you're going to be this way for the rest of your life.
True.
And people have to understand, people learn and people grow.
People go through phases. Yeah.
People go through phases. So, I can never look down on somebody that either was a stripper or had an OnlyFans page or whatever the case may be, because eventually you're going to mature out of that. And eventually you're going to be wanting to be taken seriously.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, because you, like I said, for me personally, and you said this earlier, like I don't want to be able to Google your name and see all types of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to type it when Pornhub and like, that's Jarrell girl, ain't it? Like I just no, and that's not to say that they don't deserve love. I just know for me personally, that's not gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? That is my personal preference. And the thing is, like, I know that I'm not the only person that feels that way. There's a certain stigma that comes with that. We all make crazy, foolish decisions. You know what I'm saying? In our youth. And yet sometimes people escape those consequences and sometimes people don't.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, outside from that, it does seem like when it comes to body count, that's only policed when it comes to women. Yeah. Like you never really hear about like men and their body count. And you know what I'm saying? This is like, it only seems to be a concern when it comes to women. Yeah. And I personally think that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you can't. I feel like this way about everything. Like if I'm out of shape, I don't really have the right to say like I need somebody that's like in shape, taking care of their body. Because I'm not doing that shit myself. If I am fiscally irresponsible, if I ain't got no money, if I'm broke, I don't feel like I have the right to demand somebody that got their shit together financially. At all. You know what I'm saying? So if I have lived my life, then I don't have the right to police what somebody else has done with their lives before they met me. So I am not going to ask. I don't care. As long as that shit changes, you know what I'm saying? When what we do together, while we together, is all that matters. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, as long as I don't already know about it, as long as it's not something that's gonna follow us, you know what I'm saying? But everybody got a pass, bro. Everybody does.
Everybody got a pass. Do y'all have anybody in y'all past y'all just wish y'all go unfuck?
I'm quite sure I do. I can't think of it.
I definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
Like a couple of you, like, why I do that?
Yeah, nah, for sure. But you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, in it's like, okay. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's not hard to accumulate certain numbers, man, over time.
You just made me think about something. I'm sorry.
You definitely had a flashback.
Right. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, damn.
But it's not hard to accumulate numbers over time, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like, but for me personally, I have taken care. Like, I ain't just got a whole bunch of fucking kids running around here. You know what I'm saying? Right. I ain't managed to keep myself clean. You know.
You ain't Nick Cannon. You ain't Nick Cannon out here in these streets.
We don't call him Dick Cannon.
That should be his fucking name. Dick Cannon. That is a perfect. You know, we might as well just go ahead and switch. Do y'all have anything else to add to the body count conversation? Because if not,
I don't.
Except just the chick that I wish I could unfuck. She was like your sandwich. She was wide and fried, bro.
Oh, you had.
She was big as. Well, she couldn't even fit in the back seat. That's all I'm saying.
Whoa.
What was you drinking that night? Because you could not possibly be sober. I'm sorry. That sounds so wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Because
so wrong.
Everybody has
apologize.
their preferences. You know what I'm saying? Some people prefer. Some people have skinny fetishes. Some people prefer people that are a lot larger. You know what I'm saying? So let's not exclude anybody because everybody's sexy in their own way.
Yeah, she was just as your wider proportions.
But what was you on?
I think I was drinking, and I came from Atlanta. I didn't really know nobody. I was in Gary, and she kind of chose me. And we was in the car. We pulled up to her crib. She started kissing and stuff. But I was trying to do stuff with her in the front, so he couldn't do it. Trying in the back, so he couldn't do it. So we kind of had maneuver. What part of her was in the front seat, another part of us in the back.
The other part was in the front.
Holy shit!
So I had to, you know what I'm saying? It was like Twister.
God, what kind of car was it?
It was a Mustang.
I mean, okay, that's a smaller car.
You need to write a book.
She was wider proportions.
Trials and tribulations of the Dark Knight.
Oh my God! All right.
I can't.
So moving on to Nick Cannon, aka Dick Cannon.
That's gonna be the name of the episode, right. Dick Cannon.
Dick Cannon.
That's gonna be the name of season 2, Dick Cannon.
Fucking shooting off all over the place, dropping bombs in this bitch.
For real.
So Nick Cannon is welcoming babies number 9 and 10 into the world later this year, after just welcoming baby number 8.
This Negro.
Now, how many baby mamas does he have?
5. He has 5 baby mamas.
Okay.
Well, five mothers.
5 mothers. Okay.
He's like Father Abraham in this bitch.
Hey, man.
Hey, he has said on multiple platforms that he was like, I want to spread my seed around.
We see, motherfucker.
He's doing a bang up fucking job
like
so
peanut
far.
butter.
So Abby De La Rosa, who Nick Cannon also shares a share of twins.
Do they have like a group
set
chat
of twins?
or some shit?
They gotta interact somehow. But
He
he already has a set of twins with Abby De La Rosa, and they were born in 2021. She is 7 months pregnant, and Brittany Bell is also due later this year. So he has 2 different women pregnant right now.
Damn.
On top of the 5?
No.
They're
included in the 5 already. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
What they look like? They all.
I don't know, man. They all. So none of them are black, which is something that's come up.
Messed up, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know that's a whole other discussion.
Are they like other nationalities other than white?
I don't know exactly. I just know they're all fair skinned. I'll say.
Okay.
No Lupita Nyong'o's in there.
Nah. Ain't no Lupita Nyong'o's. Ain't no motherfucking what was Keisha from Belly.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no Keisha's. None of that.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is that you can't. If the man has a preference, the man has a preference. Women, y'all have preferences. You cannot judge another person off their preference. If they choose to date nothing but light-skinned women, that's their fucking business. That's their fucking right. Let them do what the fuck they want to do. You are no one can judge you but God. God did.
Well, they say, light skin supremacy is the next thing to white skin supremacy.
I mean, this has always been around. I mean, I've dated all colors. I really don't care. I mean, it don't really matter to me. But 9?
Yeah, 9. Well, 9 and 10.
You're gonna have a football team, ain't you?
Yeah. So I mean, So the debate has been with him having all these kids with 5 different women. Is he doing the kids a disservice? Is he going to be able to really be an active father in their lives?
He will not.
I mean, it can imagine it's going to be kind of hard, but I don't know for sure. It does seem like it's going to be kind of fucking hard. So I mean, it seems like in general, just because of how busy he is. I mean, dude got multiple shows. You know what I'm saying? He's in Hollywood, but from what I've read, all of them have great relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't argue and bicker amongst each other or anything like that. He's definitely active in all of his children's lives. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like he's not taking care of any of them. Of course. I think one of them, I just see he just bought one of them a house. Yeah, like he takes care of all of them. He takes care of them.
He said, he was like, if you have it, he told in one interview, he told the girl that asked him, like, why would he, like, if you had a baby by me, you wouldn't have to work anymore.
Yeah, like, he takes care of everything.
And he was like, he said in one, I think it was the Talib Kweli one, where he was talking about he wanted to, like, basically do like Kanye did when they was talking about Wyoming, like how he brought that big property. Build a compound. He like, in my future thing, I really want to build like my own little compound.
Like Jim Jones?
I mean,
but that's
it's not a bad idea. It's pretty fucking smart. Like,
that's actually, so if that's the way you could be with all your children,
and he got the money to do it.
It wouldn't be spread out.
He can't do it.
And let's not. So I mean, that is something that's not like it's never been done in history. It's not something that happens typically in American culture.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, there are plenty of places where basically the culture is you can have as many fucking wives as you can afford. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the resources to take care of all of these children, then you have them in the same place, then you have the right to do so. Now, what and then because I've seen this too, like people were saying that, you know, there's some trauma associated with this, maybe something he's not dealing with, because he did. So he lost one of his kids. I think that happened in 2021. And it's just like, so and the mother of that child, I think they had another kid like right after that. But I mean, he was already, and so it's just kind of like, I don't know. Nobody's inside Nick Cannon's head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's on his head.
Multiple ways.
You know?
I mean, you know, so it does seem, so from the outside looking in, I mean, so like for some people to sit there and say this is irresponsible, he's creating fatherless households, there's no way he can be an active father for all of those children. I mean, yeah, it's reasonable you could say that. The thing is, we really don't fucking know.
We don't.
You know what I'm saying? And from what we see, from what the mothers of the children say, he's doing a pretty fucking good job.
Right.
Nobody's complaining.
You know, what would the kids say? I mean, we can't really ask them until years after, but what do you think, how they gonna feel?
I mean, and I mean, that's to be determined.
Indeed.
But that's also really not for us to judge either.
You know, we you know, society is quick to judge other people's lives based on their opinions and their lives.
Yeah.
And so is Nick, apparently. But
I mean, Nick Cannon, he's a very successful guy. He's not a bad looking dude. He works out a lot.
But he says, like, you know what I'm saying, because for him, he basically said that he doesn't want meaningless sex.
Right.
So he's just like, you know what I'm saying, so he doesn't wear condoms. So but he also said that he's not going to have sex with somebody unless he feels like he can have a child with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
which is everybody.
Well,
not everybody. It's only 5. You know what I'm saying?
That brings up a good point, because this is a little bit off topic, but I was watching an interview with Joey Badass, and he practices sperm retention.
Semen retention. Yeah.
Semen retention.
Yeah.
I know about that.
Yeah, where he holds his, and he was like, to be honest with you, he like, as a rapper and as an actor, I know damn well I can get anyone I want. You know what I'm saying? I can have sex every day, but he was like, I just don't have sex because he like, I'm sorry, I'm bougie. Like, you have to be worth me going that route with you. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not finna just pick a random person out of my show and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, pick Shorty. Yeah, we go into the room. But it goes to the same philosophy that Nick Cannon has with, I'm not just sleeping with anybody. I'm sleeping with the person that I can have kids with possibly. So that means he's getting to know these people
really
prior to this.
I mean, you should be selective with the people that you have sex with.
Exactly.
Now,
I hear that.
I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that everybody I've had sex with I want to have a fucking kid with because that's
Fuck
no. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, like you say, you wear condoms or you know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
yeah,
he has a lot more to lose than we do.
I mean, I would say so. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But the thing is, you should be selective. You should be careful about who you choose to engage with sexually, right? So even when he says that, but it does seem just a little.
This is a cop out, bro.
I don't. I like I said, I'm not inside his head, so I can't say it's a cop out. But you know, and the thing is, it's just like, you know, because people always, especially with black people, we always like to throw the woes of the community onto people, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying, there are so many black fatherless households, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, like, here he is out here basically, you know what I'm saying, just having kids, not marrying the people. And it's just like, Nick Cannon ain't responsible for the black community, and he doesn't have any black mothers of his children, so he obviously really doesn't give a fuck about what the black community thinks in that regard
at all.
And I don't think it's our place to police what Nick Cannon does with his dick.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
What he does with his penis is what he does with his penis.
And so
apparently it's a lot.
And so my thing is like, and what the amount of time that he spends with his kids, what he's able to provide for his kids emotionally, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's. Time will tell, right? Time will tell. But as like I said, as long as he's taking care of his kids, as long as he's there in his life, hopefully he is able to build a compound. Then I want to say, didn't Evander Holyfield had that shit one time? Like, he had a compound, like where Rick Ross lives now.
Yeah,
that was Evander Holyfield crib.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And there's multiple houses on that property. I want to say like his ex-wives that was there. So everybody lived on
like a baby mama plantation.
I mean, bro, like I said, that's in our culture, that's not that common. But I mean, you know what I'm saying, especially like I said, in other like African cultures and like not even just African, like
Arabian.
There's a lot of Asian cultures like where like you really are allowed to have multiple wives.
And multiple kids.
And it's like I say, you can have as many wives as you can provide for.
Yeah, it was a documentary on Netflix I told you guys about a couple of pods ago where the dude had like 20-some kids. Damn. And it's like the more kids you have, the more powerful the family is. Well, so like these mothers was just having kids on top of kids on top of kids.
Them kids getting bullied
at all.
Right.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't think they can fight either.
They got 20 brothers.
They don't look like they can fight at all. But I mean, like I said,
you ain't really got to fight if it's 20 of you, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
They just show up.
Mob action.
I mean, Nick Cannon, you know, he's a sniper out here, so if he wants to do that, he could do that.
I think it's a cop-out, bro.
Why do you think it's a cop-out?
Because it's like you have multiple women pregnant at the same time. So it's not like you're saying, well, this woman is the one. She's special. She's not special because you just got this other chick down the street pregnant, too, same time.
In his defense.
Okay, go ahead.
There are times in your life.
All right.
Where you've dated multiple women.
All right.
And you have the same amount of affection and love for each one of them.
He had the same amount of something for both of them.
I know that, but in actuality, like it is possible. Wow. It is definitely possible. I've seen, and I've experienced a couple of times where when in my 20s where I've dated a couple of women, I was just like, I just didn't know who to choose because they both was great and we both had good times. So I just let time tell who would last the longest. You feel what I'm saying?
Man,
it wasn't a very mature thing to do.
I think it's a cop-out.
But I mean, only reason why people think that it's a cop-out because he is who he is.
If I have multiple women pregnant at the same time.
Well, you don't know how long he's known all these women. It's not like he got this girl pregnant, and then 2 weeks later meet this girl, gets her pregnant. He might have known most of these women for a long time. You got to think about it. In the industry, there are women that are around all the time, and you may just pop up and have a great vibe with one or two of them. Like, there are women out here that are not out to date a famous celebrity or shit like that, but because what they do for work puts them in that circle with these type of guys, and she could be attractive. Shorty could run the Ciroc department for the West Coast. She could be the West Coast director, so she's always at the parties throwing a Ciroc party because that's her job. She has to make sure all her bartenders show up on time. I got the right amount of product, whatever the case may be. And she may pick up a conversation with dude, and they might hit it off. Yeah. So there are a lot of situations where you can actually be like what many people have said this before. You can actually be in love with more than one person.
I think he just want to spread his seed. And I'm not mad at it, but I feel like all this other stuff is a cop-out. Like, stop, Nick. You want to spread your seed, fine. But the other stuff, no. No.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I can't, like I said, I can't judge Nick, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said, as long as he's taking care of him.
Yeah. I mean,
So there, and like I said, there are people that think that he like this is. So a lot of people will say that he hasn't necessarily been right, but they say like, you know, Mariah Carey broke his heart.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you know because Mariah Carey is the only woman that he's actually married, and he's said that he doesn't want to get married again. You know what I'm saying? So there's like so there may be some trauma there, but it's just like, I mean, yeah, I can imagine that getting divorced is pretty fucking traumatic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that but we don't know and we can't say for sure that the reaction of him having these children is based off of him getting his heart broken and other things that he maybe experienced when he was a kid. I know, like, he would say he was documented, he was a preacher's son, he wasn't allowed to do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if all of that has to do with it, but he could, this really could just be how he wants to live his life.
He's probably overcompensating for something. Probably.
He might be.
Probably.
He could be. But is he hurting anybody though? Now it'd be different.
Well, only time would tell.
That's right. Only time will tell. It'd be different if he was having these kids and he wasn't taking care of them.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? There was a whole There was always a whole bunch of drama sitting around it, and you know what I'm saying? The mothers of the children were fighting and bickering and doing all type of crazy shit online. You don't see none of that. With Nick, you know what I'm saying? Nick got shit in order.
Yeah,
from the outside looking in,
Yeah.
from what we know, this shit is running like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like Nick Cannon could probably teach some classes.
Probably a lot of oil.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people out here with multiple children's mothers that have trouble. Man, shit, this motherfuckers out here with one. You know what I'm saying? Shit, but that's not even.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But like, so, but I like I said. So for me, it's just like, bro, like as long as you're taking care of your kids, as long as you providing for them, you know. Then,
I mean,
we applaud you.
What can you say?
As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as you're taking care of your responsibilities.
So all y'all motherfuckers that got some shit to say about Nick Cannon, fuck y'all, man. Let that man live his life. Who are you? Worry about your life.
You always want to talk about say fuck people, man.
I know, right?
Because people be getting so offended when it like we really live in a society where we look at these celebrities like they're gods, and we get mad when they do some shit that we don't agree with. Who are you to have an opinion about what that man does with his life or what he does with his money or his penis?
A lot of times, not what they're doing is what they represent. I mean, it's like what he represents. He's a black man, so unfortunately, he represents us.
I mean, yeah,
but he's a black man that takes care of his kids that's getting money.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing, like, so it's like Nick Cannon has to hold the responsibility for years of generations of black people that have grown up without fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does Nick Cannon have to bear the burden of that?
That's the burden of most famous black people.
And most famous black people will be like, burden. I am not your role model.
Yeah, that's the burden.
I mean, I just feel like we don't. you know, I mean, so there. The saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility, right? Yeah. So, I mean, but I don't think Nick Cannon has really, in terms of representation, I don't think he's failed black people as a whole.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see any young teenager, young 20-year-old like, yeah, I'm finna have a whole bunch of kids like Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I mean, but for the most part. But the thing is, it's about how you want to do it. Like, because the thing, you can't have kids like Nick Cannon unless you got money like Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is taking care of all like none of those mothers have to work.
Yeah,
so if you want to do it like Nick Cannon, you got to do it like Nick Cannon.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference there. So if you want to hold him to a certain standard, then that's fine. That's up to you. But I don't feel like he's doing black people a disservice.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because now, if people want to have a discussion about him not having any black mothers, I mean, well, Mariah Carey is half black.
Yeah.
I think that. I mean, I think some they might be. I don't know the exact nationality.
Some of them are half black.
Yeah, so, I don't know the exact nationality. I just know none of them are dark. So I mean, you can have the colorism conversations. You can do that, but that could just be this man's preference also.
And
he's half-assing.
Who says, like, my thing has always been like this, like, you know, when artists like say, like, we've heard this thing about Drake same way, he all date light skinned women or
he's light skinned,
right? Or Chris Brown or
another one,
Trey Songz. Well, we can't say Trey Songz. Trey Songz to me is a racist.
Trey Songz is
on a whole other level. Beating and shit, all types of crazy shit, but. Women be like, oh my God, they don't like black women, shit like that, da 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 da. Hey, bro, G, there's plenty of black men out here that love black women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Neither one of these artists have ever said on camera or in a tweet or whatever out their mouth that I don't date black women. They choose to date who they want to date and be with who they want to be with. Stop worrying about what that person's doing or who he's dating or who she's dating. I can give a damn about all the black women I see running around here with white dudes. I don't give two shits because that motherfucker taking care of you. Cool, whatever. If that's your preference, that's your preference. Now, I do have an issue when you come out and you say, I don't date this race because of this.
Right, yeah.
That's when it becomes an issue.
When you got to downplay.
When you got to downplay, yeah.
Or disrespect to just say,
If Fabulous want to date nothing but Latino women in his life and have Latino girls in his video, that's who he likes. That's who he wants in his video.
Now you can we can argue the psychological effects of social engineering, colorism, and the effects, but that's you can't necessarily blame individuals for that, right? Because like at the end of the day, people are going to like what they like,
right? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think, like I said, like you said, Nick Cannon hasn't been out here tearing black women down or anything like that
at all.
So I mean, and he's for the most part, Nick Cannon has pretty much been a model citizen. I mean, he was actually really corny for growing. You know what I'm saying?
He's been the squeaky clean.
Yeah, you know. So it's like
another Will Smith.
I mean, Will Smith he's taking a break, and I said this and I predicted this. Motherfuckers, y'all better give me credit. I like Will Smith after that whole slap situation. He was going to disappear. We ain't heard about Will Smith in a long time.
I mean,
he did the little apology and that was it. He's somewhere getting his mental shit together. Maybe he getting his marriage.
He did another interview recently where he apologized again.
Yeah, so it's just
he did some stand up too. Actually,
but before we go on to the next topic, right? Because I know we run out of time almost. I just want to give a special shout out to the greatest athlete of all time. We just witnessed Serena Williams retire. You know what I'm saying? I should have brought this up in the group chat, but I watched something last night that just really like made me really think that. And shout out to McKinday because he made a little video about how great she is, and I don't think people understand like that. Being an athlete in tennis, that is one of the hardest sports to do.
Yeah.
And for Serena Williams
physically demanding,
physically dominate this field that was not open to black people before Arthur Ashe got into it. You feel what I'm saying? to dominate over these years, she deserves a round of applause. Because she is the greatest athlete of all time. And a lot of people would say, oh, how you... Look, Jordan had a team.
Oh, shit.
LeBron had a team. She by herself on this court, knocking a tennis ball 120 miles per hour.
She is definitely one of the GOATs. Now, I don't know if I can go as far, and this is... I would never in a million years try to diminish anything that Serena Williams has done because it's fucking phenomenal. Like you said, tennis is a very grueling sport. Those matches can go on for hours, going back and forth. Sometimes, like, you playing in, like, extreme heat. I know it's always super hot in the Australian Open. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, it can be like that the sun reflecting off those surfaces, man. Like, it's a very, very grueling sport, man. And she dominated. Like, she's definitely, in terms of tennis, she's definitely the greatest tennis player ever. You know what I'm saying? I will give her that, in my opinion. But to say that I cannot definitively say that she's the greatest athlete of all time. She's up there. She's in that conversation. Absolutely.
She's definitely a GOAT.
She's a GOAT.
She's but not
a
GOAT.
See, that's the thing. I can't say who is the absolute best athlete
right
ever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have so many. You have somebody like you have Serena. You have Michael Jordan. You have Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and you want to talk about individual sports and what you talking about grueling, and you talking about Muhammad Ali as a heavyweight.
That's true.
Fighting, and that's back when they was fighting 15 rounds, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? He fought in Zaire at like 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Fighting George Foreman. You know, they had to fight it because it was a different time zone. It's just like, so there are people that have done some very phenomenal things athletically in our lifetime. But Serena is for sure one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen with my own eyes.
And today when I was going on a walk, and I was going on a walk, and I passed his tennis court on Dorchester. And it's this tennis coach out there. He's always out there. The court was filled with young ladies.
Nice. Oh yeah, no, I mean you can see the evidence of her and Venus's influence right now. You got Naomi Osaka, Sloane Stephens. You know what I'm saying? There were a few in there, and like that wouldn't necessarily be there if it wasn't for Venus and Serena.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because that was a sport that black people didn't really look to
at all.
You know, so
I just had to give a quick shout out to her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I totally forgot. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I would hate to do this episode and not mention
shout out to Serena Williams, man.
Hey, Serena, if you ever want to, just jump on the Easily Offended podcast, we would love to have you. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
And if you ever want to stop by, I'm open on time. And it's a tennis court around my mouth too. Just saying.
You want to hit some balls with her?
I would love that.
I bet you would.
Yes, I would.
Would you wear your fishnet tank top?
I would.
I
love it when she hit the ball. She go. I like when she do that.
See, we just had to. It was
all right, man. So
we were so nice, and then we just had to just.
Hit that ball like.
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
So Joe Biden.
Oh,
let's talk about Crazy Joe.
Sleepy Joe Biden.
Sleepy Joe
Biden came through on one of his campaign promises, kind of.
He said kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
We talk about student loan forgiveness. He didn't forgive all of it, but you will get $20,000 in debt relief if you took out a Pell Grant. If you did not take out a Pell Grant, you get $10,000 in debt relief for your student loans. But that's only if your individual income is under $125,000.
That's most people.
$250,000 for married couples. So if you make under $125,000 a year, you are getting at least $10,000 forgiven on your student loans, which is it's a significant amount. It's not all of it. I wish they just, because it really is bullshit that they don't just forgive it all. Because I mean, how many fucking bailouts have we lived through?
Man, look,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm so tired of them giving Ukraine money, G.
Right.
I'm sitting there like, yo,
y'all just give
billions of dollars.
Right, just give them another fucking $3 billion. Like, where is money coming from?
Wait, you give them $3 billion, but you tell Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, just don't drink the water.
Just don't drink the
You know
water.
what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they
What kind of
just,
shit is that?
yeah, like you want to give them anything. You know, like their infrastructure has been suffering for years, but that's a whole other fucking discussion.
Indeed.
But that is some relief. There's a caveat to it. In some states, North Carolina being the first, and other states are expected to follow suit, where if you have that student loan forgiveness, then you're going to be taxed on that.
Wow.
So they're going to consider it income. So you're going to have to, so if you get students, let's just say if you get $20K forgiven on your student loans, then you're going to have to get a 1099 and you're going to have to file that $20K as income, and they're going to tax you on that.
That's crazy, bro.
Crazy as
See,
fuck.
that's not bullshit. See, this is the main reason why.
And America is greedy as fuck.
Wow.
is horrible. That's not all states, and North Carolina is the only state to officially make the move, make the announcement. But the other states are planning to do the same thing.
That's
How do y'all feel about Joe Biden?
I never really liked him.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like, you know, I mean, he was who he was. He's a politician, so I never really feel that great about any politicians. But once Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, I was like, oh, bro, that you have crossed some fucking lines.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And then, but he wanted to like act like he was this champion for black people, and you really have all that shit went out the window. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about reparations? None of that shit, though. You know,
Where's Miss Harris at?
I mean, you see her every now
at
and
an
then.
AKA
you know what I'm
meeting. Goddamn it.
I mean, and it's regardless of however the fuck you feel about him. This is one of the campaign promises out of many that he hasn't kept. This is one of them that he did keep. And like I said, it's compared to how much money a lot of people owe, including myself.
Yeah.
$10,000 is really kind of a drop in the fucking bucket. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a drop nonetheless. I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take that shit. But you know, especially you talking about $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, it's less, but it's like it still is kind of fucked up in a way, because there are so many people that are actively paying on their student loans and making those payments and not making any headway. You know, I'm talking about paying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you making those same payments for years, and the thing is, unless you're paying more than your actual payment, then you're really not going to be in a position to pay it off.
Not at all. Like, it's this whole thing, man. It just, I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
The more this shit happens in the United States, I am really looking forward to moving outside this country.
You gonna move to Watts?
Nah, Watts is still in the United States, man.
Oh, well, damn. It's just rough, but okay.
I wish I had a button for that.
So what were you about to say?
No, but it's just so much going. Because my thing, and government is supposed to be for the people, by the people, correct?
Yeah.
For the people, by the people. There should be a way. It should be where we get chance to vote on these laws and bills that are passed, because we are the ones that are being affected by it. Instead of these 100 people that's in Congress, and we got to have 51 Republicans to 49 to pass this certain bill because it's going to help this demographic or this minority, whatever the case may be. We should literally, every month, every American should have a day off where they have to sit in the house and read about a bill and vote on that shit and pass it. You know what I'm saying? I mean that, but still, if it was that way, I guarantee you at least 80% of Americans will sit there and read that shit, because they like, yo, this could affect me. There's so many bills that are passed that we don't know shit about unless you sit and watch CNN 24/7. There's shit that's passed that we don't hear about until a month or two later, and we like, wait, who the fuck did that shit? You know how many people get confused when they go to the fucking ballots and they have to look at all these 50 people to vote for and this person, and we black people, we just vote blue because this is what we know, but we don't know the background of this person, the background of that person, the background of this person, what he said here, what he said there. They should literally have for the people, by the people, man. And I'm really sick and tired of this shit.
Well, so there's some.
Sorry, man, that's my rant.
No, I understand your sentiment, but I don't share it, and here's why. Because you really want regular, average, everyday people voting on laws that, because I mean, the system that we have definitely isn't working for sure. I agree with that. But, bro, you know how fucking crazy people are?
I get it.
Dude,
I know.
There were people out here doing crate challenges and shit. I don't want these people making decisions for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But you have to think about it. You have to think about it. I'm not, and this is just speaking in general, right? Those crazy people don't outnumber the sane people.
Fuck, they don't.
What'd you
The
do?
fuck
What'd you do?
they
You took
don't.
a poll or some shit?
No. They're most people are not in positions to make decisions for others, man. Most people in this world not only want to be told what to do, probably fucking need it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the problem is that we don't really care enough about who we're putting in. A lot of these people have gained their seats hegemonically, if that's even a word. You know what I'm saying?
I know you're talking about.
But yeah, but basically,
family,
because family,
friends.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because they like there's like Senate seats off their names. You know what I'm saying? Like their father was a senator or U.S. or congressman.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's just got to be a better way, man.
yeah, I mean, no, there definitely needs to be a better way, but there's also the hypocrisy that exists within it because the people that we have making these decisions. So what I think is there's too much money in politics. Like,
Yes.
you shouldn't be spending millions of dollars on in some cases billions of dollars on campaigns, right? Everybody that's in Congress or in the House of Representatives shouldn't be a fucking millionaire. You know, because they can't relate to us. There shouldn't be lobbyists. They shouldn't have the leeway that they have to affect policy, because all they're doing is funneling money into the people that get that vote on these laws, that present these bills, that write these bills. You know, the money that they give influences the policies that ultimately govern how we live.
Right.
You know, so only the elite are able to really affect that. So, but if you don't make it as profitable to be in those positions, then the only people that are going to do it are the people, and this is in theory, more, I shouldn't say the only, but more people are going to do it that actually really give a fuck about leadership.
Like teachers? I'm kidding.
Well, no, because that's a lot easier to do, and we're not saying the teaching, the job is easier to do. I'm talking about to become one. You know what I'm saying? Like the process, I mean, being elected and all the other stuff.
Gotta get voted.
But like, you know what I'm saying? But like the thing is, all these other people aren't going to take the time. It's not going to be worth their while.
Right.
To go through that election process, to try to raise, you know what I'm saying, and win over voters and all that other stuff. Because a lot of people, because I mean, shit, even just running for some sort of office has become a hustle. People just just to get fucking campaign contributions.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like, does the money come with the power? Does the power come with the money?
well, so the other day I was sitting with an older white guy that is with the last name is Sayer. He's a black guy. He's running for mayor, and this guy said he's in charge of his campaign. And I was like, well, you know, the mayor election for Chicago is coming up, and anybody can run for mayor if they have, I think, over 20,000 ballots.
You gotta get
signatures or whatever the case may be, and they can run. And he was like, there are possibly like four to six black people that's running for mayor for the city of Chicago.
Like Willie Wilson?
Yeah, like Willie Wilson, and then like two others. But
I know that dude Jamel Green is running too.
Yeah, so he was like, it's just, but he was like, we're at the phase now where we're doing fundraisers to fund. Because we just saw that with the governor, you know, with Pritzker and with that whole situation, how much money he spent. Well, he didn't really, well, he spent a lot of money, but he didn't spend a lot of money more. He didn't spend more money than his opponent that was going against, because he felt he has to, you know, go against him a lot. But
I mean, he was the incumbent. So
yeah. So it's just, my thing is, like, I get what you're saying, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But there are three movies that remind me of this, and they're three movies that are comedies about the Congress, about running for president, but there are three movies that actually have truth in each one of those.
Is one of those A Distinguished Gentleman?
Yes. Distinguished Gentleman with Eddie Murphy.
That's a very underrated Eddie Murphy
Very
movie.
underrated
that
movie. The movie with Chris Rock.
When he's the black president?
When he was running for president.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And the one called American President with, I forgot the white dude name that was running for president, but basically the actual president. No. American President and Dave.
Oh, I remember Dave when the president was in a coma, and then they found a dude that looked just like him.
Yeah, to run for president. And the American President, which was four. Both of these movies basically break down each scenario on, hey, we want this bill passed, but this dude owns the electric company. He's giving you $100 million for your campaign, so we might not want to go against this type of bill because it was going to hurt his pockets. And he can go to the next competitor or your competitor, your opponent, and endorse him. So I agree with you saying. Money needs to be taken out of politics, because the one thing I've noticed with this Jackson, Mississippi shit, like, they have been fighting for water supply they've been complaining about the water situation for a long fucking time.
Their infrastructure has been in trouble.
What is their local government doing?
That's a whole nother topic. Okay. But it's just fucked up. Like, as far as like water, and that's why, like, to be honest with you, I know we have short summers and I know we have harsh winters, but the Midwest, trust me, in 5 years, everybody's gonna be trying to move here, because people from California and out west, they can't water their grass after 10 a.m. They finna go in restrictions on when they can take showers and stuff like that because the water supply is so low. And then down south, the same situation. Chicago and the Midwest are the only cities that actually have enough water from the Great Lakes.
But that's climate change, and eventually, if all those people move here, then it's going to collapse our
right.
resources as well.
And this is the one reason why I say I may have to leave the States.
Okay.
But, I mean, we talking about climate change. That shit it ain't happening just in America.
Yeah.
Right, it's happening. But real quick, the only reason why we have a nice amount of water to go by is because of climate change, because the water that's coming from the North Pole is melting down into Canada and coming down into the lakes. So we have a large supply of water to be cool with, where these other states, they don't have that luxury. They off the ocean, but you can't, from my understanding, you can't filter ocean water.
I'm not even necessarily sure if that's how like that works, because lakes are fresh bodies of water, and they're like enclosed by land. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'm not sure if.
But if you look at the map, there are rivers that lead down into the Great Lakes that come up from Canada.
They're literally the largest bodies of fresh water in the world.
Yeah, and those bodies are felt like those bodies of water are formed by like melting glaciers, and like rainwater, and over like thousands of years. So either way, we can debate that. Yeah. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But you know what I'm saying. So, but getting back to the Sleepy Joe Biden. So, do y'all want to guess how much tuition has increased Since 1978.
What, about 70%?
No.
Damn, 80%?
No.
100%?
No.
150.
No.
Okay,
I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah.
1,120% tuition increase.
Jeez.
Since 1978. So student loans used to be hard to get.
Right.
Right? College was really meant for like people that were like, because most people didn't go to college. Like our parents, that wasn't the thing. Like we were really the first generation.
Yeah, I was the first.
You know what I'm saying? The people that was like, okay, you're supposed to go to college, right? But before that, and that also has an effect because, globalization kind of took away unskilled labor. A lot of people that used to work in factories, because
thanks NAFTA.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So people that went to college were like people that were really just like pursuing like academic, you know what I'm saying, like advanced degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So you really had to like show cause, like to get a student loan to go to college. In some instances, were harder to get than like a fucking mortgage.
But now they're the same price as a mortgage.
But eventually Congress passed a law that made it a lot easier. So as a result, more people started going to college, and universities started hiking up their prices because they knew that they were going to be covered. You know what I'm saying? You could just get a loan for whatever the amount was from the government.
Right, they could charge whatever.
So yeah, so we're just going to keep raising our fucking prices.
That's crazy.
But that's also why the value of a degree has gone down. Because everybody fucking got one. Before, having a college degree was like, you know what I'm saying, like having a fucking doctorate or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, but now having a college degree is basically the equivalent of a high school diploma. Yeah. And it's so crazy because you saw all those people getting on camera talking about it's not fair to people that are paying their student loans or have paid their student loans. It's not fair to them. And it's so crazy. And it was funny because I forgot what network did it or who did it, but they leaked the names of the people who were out there talking about they were against student loan forgiveness. They had like millions of dollars in PPP loans forgiven. Damn. You know what I'm saying? This was just a couple of years ago. So you want to talk about people getting 10 and 20K in debt relief when you just had millions of dollars in loans forgiven for yourself. So, I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Diddy, Jay-Z, and Rihanna all got PP loans.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't they get it? They own businesses. I'm sure they were affected by the pandemic. Yeah. They had payrolls. So why the fuck wouldn't they get? I mean, if you're in a position, if you're in a position to get that money, then you should take care of it. But if you get your loans forgiven, then why the fuck are you going here talking about people shouldn't get their student loans forgiven?
I see a pattern here. I see a pattern here of the government messing up like the economic flow. The government always interferes and it always fucks it up, whether it's with colleges, whether it's with businesses. When the government steps in, it fucks it up. The pattern I notice is they don't want shit to happen for regular people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because I mean, we want to talk about the history of America, and they've never really paid a fair price for any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Most of this land is fucking stolen, right?
We're stolen.
I mean, you had the Louisiana Purchase, where some of it was actually bought, but for the most part, we're on stolen land. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You built up your economy thanks to 400 years of fucking slave labor. Yeah. Right. You had the Industrial Revolution. And but a lot of that and our economic prowess was aided by World War II, and because it wasn't fought on American soil, but Europe and Asia were bombed to shit. So guess who was in the position to get rich by rebuilding it all? We were, right? So now you make up, but during the the Industrial Revolution, you think they were paying workers a fair wage? Absolutely the fuck not. You know what I'm saying? It was child labor. People were getting paid pennies. You know what I'm saying?
Talk that shit,
so
real.
When people were amassing all these fortunes, they were doing it on the backs of common people, and they weren't paying them shit. So then You got unions that were formed, right? Because it was just like, this isn't right. We should be able to get some of this, okay? So they got unions. Well, first they were trying to kill people for making for union, but I found finally people were allowed to unionize, right? Okay, so y'all want to make unions? Well, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna move all our factories to other fucking countries, and we're gonna pay them fucking pennies. So now you don't have any fuckers. So that's why Pittsburgh, Detroit, places like that where there used to be factories you have basically societies that collapsed because you took all of the fucking jobs away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're on a roll. I don't want to interrupt you. You're on a fucking roll. No, but Obama he brought some of those companies back to the States. Not a lot. He
bailed out General Motors and they opened a few plants, but they don't produce at the rate that they used to. Yeah. Nobody does. You know who filled that void? Fucking Amazon. And you know what they pay?
And Walmart.
Nothing. Walmart and Amazon. They pay people shit. They don't give people medical insurance. You know what I'm saying? They don't have benefits. People don't get pensions anymore. Used to be able to, when I was talking about this with my parents the other day, and I don't know the exact number. I can't remember it, but it was something like, man, my parents, like, I think together, they may have pulled in like $300 and something every 2 weeks. Damn. Like when they first got married. And she said they were living good. They had a car. They had a place to live. They went out all the time. They used to go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like they were out here
balling,
living good. Neither one of them went to college, had college degrees. You know what I'm saying? But they were able to get, because my father went to Dunbar, a trade school. You know what I'm saying? He's a machinist. He was a machinist, still is, but you know what I'm saying? Well, he's not working now, but he's a machinist. That's who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so he was able to learn the trade and then directly out of high school go and make money and make a living, right? My father retired with a fucking pension. We ain't got no pensions, bro. We got fucking debt. You know what I'm saying? And now you're complaining after taking away our pensions about penny pinching us every fucking way you possibly can. And in some places, you're going to tax us on this money that we already fucking paid for. You're going to tax us on it, right? And you're going to complain about us getting...
Not even that. You know, they try to get rid of Social Security.
Oh, no, they've been trying to do that. They're always going to say it's going to run out. So there's a good chance...
It was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. I mean, America's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
Right. And I think, you're on a fucking roll, man.
No, just go, I'm sorry.
But, at the age of 42, I'm thinking like, all right, you know what? I'm going to look into my Social Security and probably pull that out when I'm like 50.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Because I'm scared that they may get rid of it.
It might not be there.
But the thing is, if you pull it out, for one, they're going to... And I don't even know if you can pull out your Social Security.
You can't. You can only pull it out when you 60.
Yeah. No, but that goes up because right now I think by the time we get up get of age, you're not going to be able to collect your Social Security until like we're in our 70s, bro. If it's even there. Right. That age keeps going up.
They're gonna bring us to 100.
So we're supposed to rely on like 401ks and shit. They're tied to the stock market,
which is not okay. So
another
go back to your
Clinton experience.
Your Amazon, Walmart, Amazon does, because I had a recruiter call me for a job. And they do have medical, dental, health insurance.
Bro, do you know how they monitor productivity in Amazon warehouses, bro?
Yeah.
You can't even really take a piss.
Didn't those kids die because it was a hurricane outside? They told their ass to keep working.
Trust me.
Bro, trust me.
Trust me. I literally I've talked to people from Amazon because I've dropped them off at the factory, and I've been like, "How is it?" He was like, "Bro, we work 12 hours. Like you get like an hour break, and then you get like 2 15-minute breaks." But he's like, shit, we're fucking busy, bro. Everybody uses fucking Amazon. That's why all these these warehouses are popping up. They put one on 31st and Ashland. They got one coming up in Pullman. They got another one. They popping up everywhere because they have so much.
But they're not paying people to live in
Amazon's basically a logistics company.
You can't. They are if
they don't make anything.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they're paying like $12 an hour or some shit like that.
No, they're starting pay. So when I had it was like a 20-minute conversation I had with them. They was trying to recruit me for a supervisor position that started off at $22.30 an hour. And I was like, that's okay, but how many hours a week I'm going to be actually working and shit like that? And we just started talking about it because I wasn't interested, because I'm not interested in working with Amazon. But the people that I do know that work at Amazon was like, well, it starts off at 15 if you have no experience, then it's like 16.50, 17.50.
Hold on.
If you're like experienced.
The company expects to hire. Oh no, this was basically in Illinois. The average starting wage for Amazon factory warehouse worker is $16 an hour. That's like a little over $30,000 a year, bro.
That's about $32,000 a year.
Yeah, you ain't doing shit, especially now.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not a living wage.
Get you a roommate.
But it was just like
you don't need about 2 or 3 fucking roommates.
Right. But it was just like, I'm like sitting there like, oh, okay, cool. I've always think, to me personally, like I like where I'm at now, but I do miss Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Starbucks was one of those companies. When I left Starbucks, I had like $6,800 in my 401k that I just accumulated in 5 years, because it took me 3 years to be smart enough to be like, oh, let me just sign up for the 401k. I wish I'd have done it for the whole 8 years. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why most people that work at Starbucks been with Starbucks for damn near like 15, 20 years because they like, bro.
But you do realize that 401k is supposed to be what you're supposed to live off of after you retire.
Yeah.
So they basically, you would make your monthly income is supposed to be derived from that 401k. The 401k is tied to the stock market. That's it's supposed to be tied to multiple funds. It's supposed to be stable. But if the stock market dips, and like we've experienced a very volatile market, and guess whose fucking 401ks have been affected by that? Mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With Starbucks, their 401k was all tied in with Starbucks.
Bro.
Because they gave you like 15.
They shit can be volatile.
But if the overall market crashes, bro, it doesn't fucking matter. So it's not the same as a pension. Whereas if you work all these years, you put this money into this pension, then your pension is supposed to be guaranteed. Right. Even though over time it's been proven, because especially in Illinois, there have been times where motherfuckers then ran off and gambled off the pension money. You know what I'm saying? Firefighters,
police officers, and I think it's another profession. They have a great, because your dad was a firefighter.
Well, he did work for the fire department for a while, but then he transferred to the water department. But he's worked for the city.
Right.
You know, so he worked for the city for almost 30 years.
If you get a city job, your pension is pretty decent.
So thankfully my pops is good. You know what I'm saying? He worked hard his whole life, and he was able to retire. Also because my pops had a pension, the fur comp, you know what I'm saying? He ate Social Security. He's doing all right. You know what I'm saying? But for us, like, we talk about these Amazon workers. A lot of these people working at Amazon, making $16 an hour, got fucking student loans.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to pay your student loans if you got $30,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in debt? And how the fuck are you supposed to pay your student loans and live your life making $16 an hour?
Hey, look, this shit's all crazy and it's fucked up. Before we get out of here, to go on your point, I remember about maybe like 10 years ago, they had a social media convention here in Chicago, and I was fortunate enough to go to. And this is when I was working with a record label, just to understand like how social media worked at that particular time. And I was fortunate enough to see Gary V talk in front of an audience about social media. And it was a lady there, asked him advice about, this was 10 years ago, asked him advice about her son is about to be, he's going into his senior year. And she wanted advice about college, right? She's like, how do you feel about college? And he was like, let me just be honest with you. Mind you, 10 years ago, he looks her dead in the face. And he was like, how much money do you make? And she was like, I make $110,000 a year. He's like, okay, you married? She's like, yes. How much do your husband make? She's like, he makes like $80,000. So he's like, okay, how much is your house? She was like, about $375,000. He was like, okay, so you're gonna put out a second mortgage on your house to put your kid to a school to probably pay like $38,000 to maybe $45,000 a year. for him.
And there's possibly a publicly funded institution that you pay taxes to help fund, and they still charge you out the ass. But
right. So he was like, you're going to pay this money for your kid to go to college to take bong hits and drink a beer for the first 2 years before he really figures out what the fuck he really want to do with his life. She said, yeah. And he was like, okay, that's a dumbass investment. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you're able to get at least half of that amount in your savings, won't you find out what your kid really likes to do, what he really loves to do, and invest in your kid?
Indeed.
Rather than sending him off to college and pay $40,000, $40,000, $40,000, $40,000. You feel what I'm saying? And then put him in debt for him to pick a major and have a profession that only pays him $80,000 starting out.
I already tell my kid, we've had this conversation several times, like, you can go to college, but I just want you to know that you don't have to. Even if you want to take some time after you graduate to just work, so you can figure out what you want to do, because if you need to go to college is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go when you're 17 or 18 or 19.
Nowadays, there's a lot of jobs that will pay for your college.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you want to wait until you get to 20 years old or something to start and go back and figure it out, it's whatever. But the thing is, I just don't want her because for us it was just like, you know, especially because, like, you know, my mom always really wanted me to go to college. You know, and I don't necessarily say I regret. Excuse me, because there's a lot that I did learn. There's a lot of ways that I did benefit from getting a degree.
I gotta pee.
Of course you do.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways that I did benefit from going to college and from getting a degree, right?
Me too.
But there are a lot of things that I could have done, and a lot of the same things that I have done, I could have done without a degree.
Indeed.
There are people that I work in tech.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? So there was a guy I used to work with, still a good friend of mine, that he never went to college. And me and him were working side by side.
Yeah.
You know, he went to the military. He was in the reserves. He got some certifications while he in there, and he came out. You know what I'm saying? And went right to work. There's no student loan debt, none of that. And me and him sitting here making about the same amount of money, right? You know what I'm saying? So, so that's what I'm saying. For her, I just want her to know because, like I said, because my mom really wanted me to go. Also, I'm like, you know, I want you to be like, you know, like, because I was like one of the first people on her side of the family to go to college, right? So that was important to her.
Indeed.
And like I said, I don't regret it at all. But okay, that's done now. So my kid already went. So that shit don't mean nothing to me. You know, so if this is what you want to do, and that's not to say I didn't want to go to college. So I definitely, I wanted to go. I had a good time. But
bong hits.
Oh, so many bong hits.
Yeah. We got some interesting stories when I used to come down there for homecoming. That's for another day.
Yeah. No, so many fucking bong hits. But no, but there's, for her, especially with her being as talented and as gifted, as artistic as she is, like I said, if you can figure out something else, if the money that I'm going to spend to send you to college, I could spend furthering your passions.
Yeah.
And things that you can do. Yeah. We can work on that.
Did you go to college? Sorry.
Yeah, I have a degree in psychology.
And
but I work in tech.
And you work in tech. I got a degree in broadcast.
Damn.
Well,
I done cast.
Look at me now. All these years later,
I done cast a lot of bros
doing the podcast.
I was actually thinking about going back to school for broadcasting and
I can see it.
Entertainment stuff like
I can see it. But I think with your connection, you don't need to do that.
Nah, don't do that. Don't spend that money, bro. Yeah, you don't need to do that.
But I would say, for the college loan situation, I say the easy solution is for the government to step back, because the only reason that these colleges are making these exorbitant tuitions because they know it's going to be covered. So if the government step back, they would be forced to lower their prices, and they were forced to go back to competition.
Well, you know, I think this, and this before we wrap it up, I just had the crazy thought when you just said that, right? Depending on your graduation rate should determine how much you should charge for tuition.
Graduation rate? What do you mean?
Like, far as like, so you know, like your top schools, like you got University of Chicago, you got Yale, you got Harvard.
Wait, so you depending on how many people graduate?
Well, no. I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to think it as
I mean,
as
the
I talk
quality
about it.
of the school?
The quality of the education. Because you got these kids going to University of Chicago, their life is set. Like, soon as an employer sees that, they like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's
120, that's what you need? Cool, we got you.
But that's based off of reputation a lot. Not to say that University of Chicago isn't a good school, but the value of education, that's a very subjective metric.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But, I never went to college, so, I don't give a
What
fuck
the
about
hell
that shit.
know?
But if you have like a caliber, if you are held to a certain caliber, then I feel that whatever you charge, even those schools should have a cap. You feel what I'm saying, on how much they should charge for tuition, which is exactly a slippery slope. But I mean, I really think something like point blank period, something needs to change. Some things need to happen within this when this government shit goes on. And I really, we can go real deep about the whole abortion shit like that and why they really want that shit to go in play and what they look like in 20 years and how they going to be outnumbered. But, that's a whole nother conversation for another damn podcast. Right now, we want to wrap up on this.
Yeah, we need to wrap
but,
this up.
Sleepy Joe, get that shit together, man.
Hey, I'm going to take that 20K then.
And I was just going to say, one of the Milton Friedman, one of the most renowned economists, said the most anti-Negro law ever made was minimum wage.
Explain.
Just want y'all to think about that. Because he said that's the most powerful thing you have is your wage. So let's say if the government says all these jobs have to pay $15-16 an hour, but you saying, well, hell, I could do it for $10 an hour or less, but you can't because the government says you have to work for that. So the minimum wage pretty much cuts out the people in the lower tier. Let's say like a movie theater. Let's say minimum wage is $15-16 an hour. So a lot of your young people not gonna be able to work there because they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna pay some teenager just out of fucking high school $16-18 an hour. I'm gonna have to hire somebody older.
Well, I feel what you're saying. I think the whole job market has changed because fast food industry, Jewels, grocery stores, back in my day, those are all high school jobs. And because the way shit got fucked up, now you have grown people working those jobs, and most of the time, that's their second job.
Yeah.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying?
People out here trying to raise families. And
so
shit.
people out here trying to raise families. So I get it on that end. Yeah. But like before we get out, like Currency, he said something that he started working at. He was working at the Superdome as a parking attendant, and he I was just waving cars and telling him where to park. When I first had my job, and then they told me, "Oh, well, you're going to be a parking supervisor, which means you have to clean up shit." And direct traffic. And then I realized you guys are just paying me not to fulfill my dreams.
Yeah, I saw that.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you guys are paying me not to pursue what I really love to do. So all the people out there, your juniors in high school, seniors in high schools, this podcast is probably not nothing that you probably watch. But if you ever run across a clip of this, think about what you really want to do and talk to your parents about, hey, won't you just try to invest in what I really want to do? Like my son, he loves to video edit. He does commercials. He loves music. I would invest in that. I would buy any equipment that you need for that because, it helps me out because if you don't go to college, I ain't got to pay child support. But that's a whole nother conversation.
He wants the Bobby Brown deal.
Hey, man, tell the people who you are, man, where they can follow you at, man. Let's get the fuck up out of here.
Well, y'all know me, Shawn, Star Photo, IG, so hit me up. Thank you.
That's so weird when you do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like a weird noise, man.
You understand me?
RELL_the_ producer 914 on Instagram, also 914_media_group, also on Instagram.
Yeah, man. I'm your boy L Boogie, Classic 1979 on IG. Make sure you follow Easily Offended Podcast Instagram. This season 2 is definitely on the way. Yes. And be in tune what we got in store for you guys. I swear to God, this is going to be our year. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay black, stay peaceful. Please, cuffing season is around. Make smart decisions. invest in your kids' future, and don't give a fuck about the body count. This is Easily Offended Podcast, man. We out.
Peace, peace.
This Chicago, nigga.
And you say Shawn City. Don't stop, no, don't